If actors aren't careful, they can end up at the mercy of some devious people. Some performers are coaxed into bad contracts, and what seems like a gift can end up hindering them in the long run. So if you've ever watched the movie and wondered how on earth someone got cast, stay tuned, because they might be one of the 10 amazing actors tricked into taking movie roles. Channing Tatum. Straight from his role in Coach Carter, some major Hollywood players signed the fresh-faced Channing Tatum to a 3-movie contract. As a brand new actor, it doesn't get much better than guaranteed work, except that a few years later, the studio would use that contract to bully Tatum into taking the titular role of the G.I. Joe franchise. The actor is on record as saying he hates the movies, and that he would have dropped out if the bigwigs didn't threaten to sue him into oblivion. Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds knew he'd be the perfect guy to play Deadpool, so when the opportunity arose, the actor took it. But anyone who's seen X-Men Origins Wolverine knows the merc with a mouth had a rocky start. Reynolds was given every assurance that the role was going to be awesome, but it wasn't until he showed up on set that he realized he'd been duped. The actor campaigned hard to have the character taken in the right direction, and in response, the production threatened to replace him. After the success of the 2016 installment, it's hard to imagine the character is anything less than great. If only they'd listened to him in the first place. Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt has some serious acting chops. Audiences fell in love with the actress after her portrayal of a snooty, high-fashion assistant in The Devil Wears Prada. And when she showed up to kick everyone's ass alongside Tom Cruise in Edge of Tomorrow, everyone was all like, holy shit. But somewhere in between those two movies, the actress was this close to being cast as Black Widow in the Avengers franchise. Similar to what happened to Channing Tatum earlier, the actress was bound to a multi-picture contract. And just before the rubber hit the road, the contract reared its ugly head. Blunt was diverted into Gulliver's Travels instead, and Black Widow went to Scarlett Johansson. Jared Leto. 2016 was a rough year to be in a comic book movie. With fans seemingly so divided on the year's offerings, nobody is escaping the criticism. While performers usually do a pretty good job of shaking off a bad review, Jared Leto told fans he was overwhelmed by all the hate Suicide Squad was receiving. But hey, if you can't beat him, join him, right? So the actor went on to claim he was tricked by the producers about how central his Joker would be in the final cut, and claimed he was assured the movie would be more in line with his artistic sensibilities. Bill Murray. Names are hard. It's hard enough to match one name to a person, never mind two. So when the script for Joel Coen's Garfield landed on Bill Murray's desk, he leapt at the opportunity to work with the Coen brothers, responsible for movies like The Big Lebowski and No Country for Old Men. The actor admits he was worried a movie about a cat might not be very good, but who was he to question the great Joel Coen? But it turns out he should have asked some questions before signing on. Then he might have discovered that the Joel Coen he agreed to work with wasn't actually the one he thought. And that's how we got Garfield. Tyler Perry. Films based on hugely successful books usually turn into hugely successful movies. But Tyler Perry argues that if he'd known how many people loved Gillian Flynn's Gone Girl, he would have never taken the part. Apparently, it's hard to live up to the expectations of such a well-established fan base, and says he was tricked by his agent who knew damn well what was about to happen. While the actor remains grateful of the experience, he probably could have avoided all that stress with a simple Google search. The movie received a lot of attention in 2014, but most of it was directed towards the two main stars, Rosamund Pike and Ben Affleck, who had bigger shoes to fill. Natalie Portman. If there's a common theme here, it's read the fine print. Something Natalie Portman didn't do after signing up to become a character in the MCU. The actress allegedly agreed to be part of Thor: The Dark World because director Patty Jenkins was attached. But when Jenkins was fired, Portman was no longer stoked to be part of the team and wanted to get out of there as soon as possible. The actress got her wish, and the 2013 appearance was her last. For now, anyway. Daniel Craig. When actors sign up to be James Bond, they also agree to a certain amount of ambiguity. No one can play 007 forever, and every day spent as Bond is one day closer to their inevitable replacement. That's the nature of this machine we've created, and for years, Daniel Craig has been suffering the consequences because that end could not come fast enough. The actor has taken a few opportunities to remind the press how sick he is of playing the iconic spy. Sean Connery didn't like his Bond-related contract either, and it got to the point after a few movies where he was donating his paychecks to charity rather than accepting them. Maybe as a way to balance out whatever bad vibes he thought his involvement was unleashing on the world. Katherine Heigl. When it comes to the 2007 comedy Knocked Up, Katherine Heigl is kind of a spoilsport. While doing press for the movie, the actress publicly denounced it. Heigl said it was sexist and painted women as shrews. When asked why she even signed on to play a character she clearly hated, the actress blamed post-production voodoo, claiming the footage wasn't at all edited in the way she thought it would be. It wasn't the first time Heigl challenged the Hollywood hierarchy, and it certainly wouldn't be the last. She blasted Grey's Anatomy showrunner Shonda Rhimes around Emmy Season 2, and was rewarded by being killed off the series. The cast of Movie 43. You don't actually have to watch Movie 43 to get an understanding of how stacked the cast is. And what's even more impressive is that everyone in it came from the same man's Rolodex. Producer Charles Wessler has been in the business since the 80s, and in that time, he's gotten to know a few impressive people. His 2012 offering has been described as a bad movie with a great cast. Something didn't add up right, and after noticing that all of the stars refused to promote the film, it was discovered that Wessler harassed and guilted his contacts into participating. So what do you think of our list? Did we miss any other instances of actors being tricked into taking a role? Tell us about them in the comments, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more great videos like this one. Thanks for watching.